Hey guys, I am just hanging out outside with Jackson. He's putting together a model plane he got for his birthday. Sunday is his birthday. We're going to celebrate tomorrow, but I know this is not our usual Tuesday live stream time, but I was thinking about something last night in bed, and I really felt like I should share it. So I thought I would come on and just kind of talk to you about it a little bit. And it does go along with the Career Compass series that Casey's doing for the NNBA. So I thought that it would just be good to talk through and share with you guys and see if anybody else had any similar experiences or felt this way. So I was laying in bed last night thinking about how nurse entrepreneurship and being a nurse and having your own business has changed so much. And, I was thinking specifically in mind for me, like how it has changed my experience and my perception of a business as a nurse has changed so much over the years. And the reason why this relates so good to Casey's series that she's doing on the Career Compass for nurses and nurse career alternatives is because I was thinking about how when I was the AVP over Tennessee, so I had 30 locations, 30 hospice locations, actually 33 at the end, I think, in Tennessee. And I got invited to all these really nice corporate dinners and stuff because I was corporate now, right? And whenever I went to these things, me and Jed even flew out. My mom came down here to Tennessee to stay with the kids. Me and Jed flew from Nashville to Orlando and went to Disney. One of the dinners was at Disney, and we stayed at Disney and went to the dinner. And I remember about these dinners, it wasn't only at Disney, there was a bunch of them. And I had to go because I was leadership, right? So I remember seeing these women, corporate women, in suits, in business suits. And I remember telling Jetty, I have to get a suit. I have to wear a suit. And so I went out and I bought a black suit and a navy suit, a women's business suit, not a men's. And I hated it. I hated it so much. I hated wearing it. I hated the feel. It was uncomfortable for me. I felt stupid. I really felt really dumb wearing the suit. I thought they're making fun of me. I look so dumb in this. They're probably thinking aw, look at little nurse Nina wearing her little suit. And I thought that I had to have that suit to be taken seriously. And I am dead serious with you right now. I believed that I really wanted to be like those women in that room. They were smart. They had it together. They were confident. They were bossing it. They were up there dealing with stuff. They were putting it out there and they weren't afraid and they were wearing their suits and they just looked so awesome. And I'm like, I want to be like them. They were CNOs, they were CCOs, they were CEOs, COOs, And I always thought that if I had a suit, people would take me seriously then. And then I could be successful like them. And this thought process was intertwined in my entire experience as a corporate nurse, as an executive, was if only I did this or achieved this or somehow could manage this, then I'll be taken seriously, because I didn't understand the numbers that I was responsible for. The first entire year of my experience as a corporate nurse, I literally can't even count the amount of times I cried over not knowing what the words on the P&L meant, what an EBITDA was and what margin was and how to get it and why I needed to have this much margin and why they were looking at this like this, because I was just trying to get more nurses and to fill my open spots so we could take care of people, right? And so there were all these things. I didn't understand any of it. And I was learning as I went, and I felt so stupid. And I thought that the solution to that was wearing a suit. So if that doesn't tell you my mindset towards competency, I don't know what else does, right? And maybe that's what made me a dumb little nurse Nina trying to be in the corporate world. I don't know. But I really thought, like, if you're a professional and you want to be taken seriously, then you should wear a suit. And that's what's going to allow you to stand in this room full of mostly men that some of them probably did think I was dumb and too young. I mean, I was young. I mean, I was a DON at like 25. I mean, Jordan, who's almost 17, was 2 when I got my first DON job. So I went into leadership very young. I was younger than a lot of the CNAs. And a lot of people didn't take me seriously, and I had to work really, really hard for that respect. If a B comes around, I'm out and this is over, just so you know. Or Jackson's going to have to kill it for me. What?
It broke.
Oh, man. I'll look at it. It's probably not broke.
Oh.
Yeah. Try and put the clip down first. Sorry. He's building stuff. So it all tied back to this suit. This suit being the solution for my problem to my own personal doubt of my capacity. And what brought this to mind was I had a realization the other day on a call with a client. I did a training, I did an education with a hospice team live last week. There's a new whole hope quality indicator thing coming out October 1st on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Thanks, CMS. Set it here and we'll glue it back on. And I did it in a hoodie. Actually, this hoodie. I mean, it's a nice hoodie. It's not like dingy. It's just an American Eagle fleece. But I did it in a hoodie and a t-shirt, just like this and that. And I remember thinking that there was a time when I would have been feeling really ashamed and embarrassed for that. Like if like, or worried that they were thinking that I'm not qualified because of what I'm wearing. And so I did that as an experiment intentionally because normally I do dress up. I wear a blouse on the top, right, and sweatpants on the bottom, but I wear a blouse and I wear a necklace and I do my makeup and I do my hair professionally in a clip, right, in a businessy way. And this time for this education, I didn't. I just showed up very comfortable in a t-shirt, and I mean, not a slubby t-shirt, a clean, nice t-shirt with no holes in it, and a hoodie. And that's what I wore for the training. And so I wanted to see how I felt. And if I felt like I wasn't showing up professionally, if I wasn't showing up authentically. And actually, by the end of the call, I felt like I showed up more professionally and more authentically than probably I ever have before. And I felt so good about it. The call went great. They were very engaged and very like interactive. And maybe it was because I showed up more authentically, that they felt like they could talk to me, but I felt like I was really confident in what I was presenting. I felt like I was really friendly. I had a test patient, Jason Momoa, to go over, and we laughed and talked about, taking care of Jason, and it was fun. I had fun, and I felt like I had this kind of like little mini revelation that all along, like, this suit represented this version of myself that I thought I had to be a business person as a nurse, and that no one would take me seriously otherwise. And so it was a really nice feeling to know that, like, I have everything I need already. I'm already smart and competent, and I already can show up and deliver super high value. Bless you. Wow. Super high value for my clients without anything extra, without anything more than I already have. And so, I feel like a lot of nurses struggle with the idea of professionalism, what it should look like away from the bedside, what qualifies them. Do they have to show up in a suit to be taken seriously as a professional or to be perceived as boardroom worthy? And that was something that women specifically, right, have had to struggle with internally. I'm not man shaming, saying we've been forced to do that. I'm saying internally, that was an internal thing for me. Nobody came and sidelined me and said, you should be wearing a suit if you want to be taken seriously here. Right. And some of the men were dressed very more casually, maybe they wore a blazer, but they weren't wearing, a full suit. Right. So that was something internally that I was placing on myself, not something that I was being told by other people. And so I think that over the years, as women have fought to be in executive leadership roles, and as they've been more accepted in healthcare and in executive leadership roles, that thought process is still there, that there should be some way that we show up that qualifies us or proves our worth. And so for me, I'm realizing that that's something I created, not necessarily something someone else is putting on me. And then I kind of took that to the next level and was like thinking about what this means for the NNBA. If your old model, in the old model, right, as we're fighting for our place in corporate and in healthcare and in levels of authority, we're tying that to how we dress, how many degrees we have. Do you have a DMP? Oh, then you shouldn't be here. Do you have your master's? Then you shouldn't be here. And conforming to these expectations that people put on us and these corporate norms that we believe our healthcare organizations require of us. And some of them do in corporate roles and bedside roles. They do require a DNP for a certain role, or a master's for a certain role, or heck, a bachelor's for bedside. I mean, we've got organizations that won't accept a nurse working at the bedside without a bachelor's. So it's not all old models, right? Some of this is current news here. But the new model, I'm here telling you what the new model of nurses business is and what it means for the NNBA. And the NNBA is already doing it. The NNBA is leading this. It's natural. It's evolving on its own. There's no trying here. Nothing needs to happen. I'm not rolling out anything new here. This is already happening. The new model is that authority is tied to how we deliver our results, how we treat people, how we serve, how we show up, and how we serve our clients and our patients in a way that demands respect and authority, regardless of how we're dressed or what our degree is. And it's how we partner with our clients and build relationships with them, how we show up and advocate for them and go above and beyond what we've charged, what we've asked for, what we said we would deliver. This is the new model of nurse entrepreneurship. This is what it is. So if you're afraid to step out into business because you don't believe you're qualified, because you don't have the wardrobe for it, because you don't have the degrees for it, I'm here officially telling you that's old news and it's over. And at the NNBA, we are walking into this new world of entrepreneurship that is really based on a deep authenticity and respect for our clients and our patients, in a way that we show up as a friend and a partner who delivers serious value and solves their problems and changes their outlook and has this huge transformation. That's what nurse entrepreneurship is now. And that's how nurses are showing up in every avenue that I see them. All of our members, I'm watching you, I'm buying your stuff. If you don't know me well, ask somebody who does, because I've bought something from them. Something that's really important to me is to buy things from other nurses and support what they're doing and support their efforts, and cheer them on with money, right? When we want to show somebody we really support them, we buy something to say, like, I am here doing this with you and I'm supporting you. I mean, obviously I don't spend money just to spend it, but I spend it when it's something that I'm like, yes, I can get behind this. And so, like, if you're an NNBA member, just know that I am watching how you're showing up. I'm so impressed with how you're changing the whole culture of nurse entrepreneurship. I love it. I'm here with you for it. So, if you're holding yourself back because of these outdated ideas of looking the part or not believing that you're qualified enough, it's time to let that go. We're going into Q4 in about a couple days here, right? Q4 starts October 1st. I am doing this 12-week, I'm calling it goalposts because literally I'm just posting about goals, but I use the 12-week year for my own personal goal setting. So in the NNBA member community, the private community, I'm every Monday starting Q4, I'm posting Monday goalposts on goal setting, on getting to your one big business goal for your business. And really help getting some clarity behind that for members who are maybe feeling a little lost at this place in their business. But I just want you to know, like, you should be asking yourself, how am I showing up? Am I waiting for permission, or am I really like stepping into the authority and expertise that I already have, that I already carry, that I'm already qualified to do? I understand not feeling qualified when you're trying to do something new that you've never done. I'm talking about things that you already have. You already have the experience and the expertise to do. And defining what professionalism looks like in your own business, right? Like how will you show up as a professional? I'm certainly not here saying we're exempt from being professionals now because the culture is changing. That's not the message. If that's what you're taking away, you're missing it here. But what I'm saying is the tide has turned for what business looks like for nurses. It broke?
Yeah, right there.
I'll look at it in just a second. Uh-oh.
But it hit the ground. Oh,
Is that it? There you go. I'll help you in a second. The tide has turned for what business looks like for nurses. And we don't have to show up in a way that is not true to ourselves. If what's true to you is wearing a suit and you feel empowered and confident, you should wear a suit and rock it out. And I will be sitting there wondering if I should be wearing it too, right? Not anymore. I'll be in a t-shirt, okay? And I won't have any makeup on and my hair will look like this. And so I am here just to share this experience with you that I've had for myself that has been really rewarding and fulfilling. Like this mindset change for me has been like really refreshing and life-giving, to release this expectation, to release this feeling small because I was inadequate, right? Because I didn't know enough, and because I wasn't experienced enough, and I didn't belong in the room, and I wasn't professional or put together enough, or like all these things, lack. I didn't have enough. And I was reading this book recently that was talking about how lack brings lack, and lack mindset just brings more lack mindset, and not enough just brings more not enough, right? And so I'm done with that. And so I'm really happy with just how I've been able to evaluate my past experiences and see that like they had a purpose, right? Like being in that corporate role and being exposed to that, those women, those strong women leaders, really like showed me what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And I'm being that person now in my own business, in my own leadership role, leading my team at Heart Healthcare. I have a team now of almost 10 people.
what's Heart Healthcare?
That's my business.
Oh.
Yeah, that's our company. And
So you're a boss?
yeah, I am a boss. I am the boss of Heart Healthcare. Yeah, it's for real. True story. And so it's like something that I really want for other nurses. I really want other nurses to experience this feeling. And I also want other nurses to see that the NNBA is recognizing that business is changing for nurses. The NNBA is leading the change in culture. And, you know, I know we constantly hear about bullying and nurses eating their young. I know we constantly hear about, it's a phrase, eating your young, like not taking care of new people and picking on them. That's a very elementary way to describe that. Probably not the best definition, sorry. But, you know, we always hear about these negative aspects, and I am here putting it out into the world that That is not the National Nurses in Business Association. It's not what we stand for. It's not how we work. It's not how our members represent us. We have the most amazing community of nurses doing the most amazing things, breaking the molds of these past boxes. And it's dangerous and scary and super fun and exciting. And if you're not a part of it, we'd love to have you in there. But I'm not here to push you to become a member. I'm here to share that if something is holding you back from what you believe you could be doing, don't let it be that you think you don't have nice enough clothes or enough knowledge, or you aren't qualified, or you don't have a website, or you don't have an email list or a funnel or a webinar, because all of those things are value adds at this point, right? I used Zoom. I did an education for 2 hours on the New Hope requirements for hospice with a hospice team of leaders and nurses, and a Google slide deck. So that required no website, no tech, no suit, right? So just know that the requirements have changed, and you meet them all, and you have everything it takes to be super successful in your own business or build an airplane. Doesn't work.
No, it does.
Okay.
Look, you have to do that.
Got it. Not qualified to make an airplane move. Professionalism isn't dead. It's still there. It's the foundation of everything we do as nurses. Awesome. Love it. Great job.
Do you know where that super glue is?
I do not. Oh yeah,
Because
it was in the table at the front door.
Oh.
But I'm going to finish this, okay?
Mm.
So professionalism isn't dead. It's evolving and changing like everything else in our world, you know, and post-COVID, nurses have let go of a lot of false beliefs and negative thought processes, and are so open now to seeing that there's more to nursing and more to healthcare than there has ever been before. It's the most exciting time to be a nurse. It's not the worst time to be a nurse. It's the best time to be a nurse because the options are literally limitless. So the NNBA is the place where nurses get to define what leadership, what entrepreneurship, and what success looks like on their own terms. You know, defining success and failure is something that I've really spent a lot of time working through with myself, from getting fired from my dream job, my corporate CEO job in Hawaii that I got recruited to. If you don't know my story, I got recruited as a CEO of a hospice in Hawaii, and immediately 5 weeks later, they fired me as soon as I was done orienting. And I was crushed, and I felt like I failed my family, and I was just such a failure, and I couldn't cut it. I wasn't enough, you know, to hold that bigness and hold that job that I wanted so bad. And I have realized through a lot of inner work and mindset work and reflection and new definitions of success that failure got me here, right? I had to experience that to get here. And so, you know, if your business isn't working out right, or if you're too afraid to fail, know that sometimes that failure has to happen to get you to success, and that failure could be your success, right? So I just want to encourage you that professionalism now looks like standing in your expertise, showing up authentically, and delivering your results. Your clothes aren't what make you credible. Your outcomes and your integrity do. As a nurse, you know, every nurse that I'm dealing with right now, every member of the NNBA has everything it takes to be wildly successful. And so our credibility doesn't come from our past. It doesn't come from being like everybody else. It comes from courage and competence and consistency, consistently showing up, not throwing up.
What?
Consistently showing up. Now I don't even know if I'm saying it right. So where are you wearing a corporate suit? Where are you figuratively trying to be accepted and feeling like you're not? Because maybe you need to look at that from a different perspective of how authenticity would look in that situation, of how you could show up more authentically and just as professionally, or if you're in the right room at all. maybe you're in the corporate room and you need to be in the self-employment or entrepreneurship or CEO of your own company room, right? So it might be a mindset change to trust that your expertise is enough. And that might be huge for you, like it is for me. But we're not just breaking away from corporate culture. We're building a new culture of business and a new culture of leadership for nurses that honors who we are and what we bring to the table. And I'm really, really excited about that. Hey, Jesse. Awesome. Thanks for being on. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Aw, Damien, thank you. Damien said you're cute. He's my friend. Jackson says hi. I can't wait to see you in person soon. All right, guys, thanks for listening to that. That went a lot longer than I thought it would. I just really had that on my heart. I've had that on my heart all night last night. I laid in bed awake, like thinking about this all night long because it was just really important to me. And I wanted to share it with you. So have a great weekend. And if you have any questions about business or about the NNBA or anything, shoot me a message. I'd love to talk. Bye.